What's up, everyone? So the last couple of days has been refit time. So I got a couple refit commission builds I need to get up to speed, and working on one here using the. This one doesn't have the fancy lighting kit. This is one from Tenor Controls that just controls warp mode, which goes from amber to blue on the deflector dish and the warp crystal on the saucer. I don't particularly like the light kit. I hate when my clients include this on their build. One thing I don't like is that they don't include any interior lighting with their light kit. And that's always confused me. And why they wouldn't do that. Just include enough light for the interior lighting in the secondary hull and in the saucer. I mean, well, we're talking about a foot, maybe a foot and a half of LED tape. But anyway, they do provide 2 strips of blue LED tape for the nacelles, however. And on this particular lighting kit, it is the deluxe demo board, by the way. So it does the a demo effect, which I guess goes through the lights and whatever. But I don't know if this was just a QC thing on this kit. But I noticed that when I went to hook up my white navs, they included a very warm, I mean almost yellow, white LED, and a whole bag of them, which are useless, because none of the lights inside the ship use a warm LED. So luckily I had a couple bags of the bright white LED for the strobes. And another thing, there were not lights included, or LEDs included for the impulse engines. They were supposed to be amber, or even if they were supposed to be red, they weren't there. So those were missing. What else? Other than that, I mean, the board is great. I've did a test run of the impulse and warp crystal, and the navs and the strobes, everything is blinky like it should be. So the board's great. It's just I just expect a little bit more than that. And this is not an old kit. I think I bought this one just a few months ago. So, but it is an economical option compared to a couple other options out there to light your refit. So, but be prepared if you do go with Tenor Controls. You're going to be doing all the work except for the board. But par for the course, I guess. So, okay, on this one, everything is pretty much wired. I've got my warp crystal, impulse crystal all taken care of. I got my impulse lights all light blocked and in place. This is not going to be this spaghetti looking. This will be finalized before I do saucer halves going together. So basically I just take a strip of LED lighting and just stand it up, hot glue it. That way it hits all the windows pretty decently. So I see guys just taking 3 strips of 3 and just try to put them by the windows, and so, well, that's a lot of extra work you don't need. So, and since I do have this long strip, I'll probably run this on 9 volts so it doesn't get too hot. So other than that, that's the top section done. I am waiting for the photo etch. I guess this is the rec room. Whatever it is, I don't know. I have the decal from HDMA setting on there, and then I will I will put some white styrene for where the windows are, just to diffuse it a bit. But I'm waiting for that to set, then I can close that up, and that is the only thing I'm waiting on for the saucer. The upper saucer is just to install the rec room section, and this is the photo etch piece from Paragraphics. So, and HDA Monoworks, Jerry, I guess, is doing all this stuff. I mean, it fits perfectly. So, wow, it's really good work. Really good work. So, good stuff. And then the lower saucer is almost complete. Just got to tidy up some wires. I got my lower saucer dome spotlights in. That's a pretty simple thing to do. The location pins for the lower dome, just cut them in half, and then you can just stick an LED down in there, and then the other half will serve as the backing for the LEDs, and they'll just poke out right there and shine perfectly on the lower saucer. Really, really hard. Simple. Alright, so I still have I have some parts on order from DLM, because I have another client who wants the improved impulse engine housing that's on the back of the this part here. He wants to replace that because somehow it must be a little bit better than the kit part. I mean, it would have to be drastically different for me to want to spend any extra money on something as minuscule as that. However, that's what we'll do. I'm waiting for those parts, and also the for whatever the hell they're called on the warp nacelles, the engines, and this is going to be a pain in the ass, but I guess some clients are just oblivious to what I have to do. He's going to order also from DLM these parts. So I'm going to have to cut these completely out on all 4 sides to put in the new piece. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's what I do. Okay, so this is what I've been doing for the last couple of days. I'm not, like I said, I'm at a standstill with the TOSs that I'm working on. I got supplies on order, and I'm waiting for a base to come for one so I can wire the base. And I believe on another one we're trying to work out what base we want to use for his. So, okay, just getting back to the top saucer, just your typical work you have to do on this. Yeah, that's not fun. I used Tamiya tape, and I get a new X-Acto blade, and I just put the tape all over the whole dome, and I carefully just trace the blade over the dome and cut everything out. So that probably took me an hour, hour and a half to do. So then I've started to putty in the officer's lounge window. It's going to take a few goings over to get that to look halfway decent. And hopefully, in the meantime, I don't bend the fragile brass and bend those, and then it'll look like crap. And you got your modified bridge, and I still have yet to, I'm waiting on a shipment of small SMD LEDs that I'm going to put, I'm just going to put the one floodlight in the front, and those are great because you can go ahead and initially position and hot glue the LED up there, but you can still move it around until you get it exactly where you want, and then once you get it where you want, then you can glue it a second time. That way you won't have to glue it you know, than risk moving your position. So that's just the way I do it. Seems to work out. So, and I don't believe this one is going to have the spotlights on the like. There should be a spotlight here, and there's one on the dorsal neck on both sides, and there's one, and there's the ones on the nacelle. I'm not on this particular build since it wasn't mentioned. It's just, it doesn't look good for one, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look at the screen shots of the floods, they're a bright white, just like your, you know, your strobes and everything. But because it's going through the plastic, the spotlights are, they end up being yellow and not a bright white. Now, I've done a couple because that's what they wanted, but I think it looks like shit. You know, unless somebody can come up with a way to actually put little spotlights on the outside of the thing, I'm going to discourage anybody from wanting that done in my shop, because, you know, they're yellow spotlights basically, and they're not white. So, anywho, but you're going to get that effect no matter what color, how bright a white light you use behind this plastic. When it still shines through, it's still going to come out a warm, very warm looking white. So, all right, so that is this build that I'm underway with. So now that I've got that saucer section complete, I will go on to another build that I have, which is about 75–80% finished. I gotta go over, finalize some electronic connections. And then I have another one here that I'm probably going to work on next. This is a deluxe lighting kit from Big Easy Modeling. It does everything but flush your toilet. So, I'm going to be getting this saucer section, top and bottom, ready for Aztecing. So what I'll do is I'll do a light dish soap and water solution and get any fingerprints I might have gotten on this since I've been working on it. Take about 1,000 grit sandpaper and get it as smooth as I can without taking too much of the base coat off. And then probably start Aztecing this one here real soon. Let me show you some of the features, or just some of the wiring with Big Easy. It's really good. Now, they don't do the wire harnesses anymore, but still, they make things pretty simple. I mean, I don't want to pop it open all the way because I have things going to certain places, but on this particular one, we have the laser effects for phasers. So we got that little doodad going there, and all the connections from the top saucer and the upper saucer are quick disconnect. And I've forgotten which one is which, so I'm going to have to consult my instructions and before I close everything up and re-verify what everything is. But what a great light kit, though. I mean, there's no guesswork involved. You got every light you need. I mean, it's just so well thought out. And the effects board designed by William Mann. If there's a better one out there, then it's being used in Hollywood. Or if at all. So let me tell you, it's good stuff. Big Easy is the way to go on the refit. And I can't wait to get my hands on the new TOS kit that they're putting out. And then we'll see how they're doing with the TOS. But anyway, this will be on my bench today. I'll be getting this these two saucer sections ready for Aztecing. This was, I don't know if I'll do the full 5 color on this one, but it's going to have at least 3. So, and before I do that, I think I'm going to go ahead and paint the thruster locations. And then there are some gray panels on the lower saucer that we're all familiar with, and we'll get all those painted up. I'll get the phaser banks painted before I start Aztecing, and whatever preliminary painting I need to do before I Aztec. So I know what you're thinking. Well, then you're going to Aztec over the gray panels. No, I'll keep those masked. So the Aztecing will not be on top of the gray panels, but it's going to be a lot easier to do. These was there 4 panels? Yeah, it looks like there's 4 panels. And here are, this is the phaser bank I chose to use for the lasers. So you can see how I have those drilled out for the laser effect. And you have to aim those in there just right, so it will hit the opening, which we have done. Alright, this is not much of an update, but I figure I want to keep doing that. And I got a lot of goodies here. Another company that has a really decent lighting kit for the Refit and the A, I guess, is Trek Modeler. Now, this is not their latest generation lighting kit, but I think it's like version 3, 3rd generation or something. And I have to tell you, I'm really impressed with this. I'm probably going to keep this back. If I ever have time to build my own Refit, this is going to be probably the light kit that I use. This is the all the base functions in the connector and your jack. And they have everything on whiteboard. And on this is really, and I mean, this is just a drop-in. I mean, literally, this thing will just drop in your ship. After you make all your modifications, drill your holes, enlarge your openings, do whatever mods you have to make, this thing is just, this kit is ready to drop in. This is the ceiling light unit for the shuttle bay, and base light. And then next we have the engines, left and right, port and starboard. I mean, this is just, wow, phenomenal. I'm keeping this one back for me. And then we have a lower saucer. I mean, look how it is laid out. Look at that. That literally just drops in. So we have our lower saucer. Upper saucer. I mean, this is, I just want to hang these on my wall down here as just art. I don't even want to use these. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So there's everything you need for your upper saucer. Then we have some miscellaneous, which is not miscellaneous. We have a main connector to the display rod, and we have, what else do we have here? We have the photon torpedo lights and their connectors in this bag. I believe that's all that's in there. Yep. Next, we have our deflector dish thruster. So that's pretty decent. Man, it just makes everything. Everything is just boom right there. And then we have the transformer. And I also have, now this is the deluxe kit from them. This is the plug and play. I mean, just drop it in. But they also have put out another version of the kit, which I also have, which just requires a little bit more work. As you can see, this is both upper and lower saucer, which is, everything's there. It's just not laid out for you how it's supposed to go, and it's not glued to the disc that just drops in. That blue disc that you see actually drops in and holds everything in place, just like you see it on there. The only difference on this is you just have to attach everything yourself to the saucer sections, but everything is pre-cut and pre-measured. that part's done for you. So we have that for the lower saucer. And then you've got secondary hull and your base light unit in this package. It may be loose, but everything is still, like I said, pre-measured and cut to fit exact. And then we have... Okay, this is the engine light for the nacelles, I guess the chiller grills, and what did it say? The sealing for the secondary hull. That looks pretty nice. And then we have secondary hull interior, photon, deflector, and thruster unit all in here. See, here we have a company who provides interior lighting. Okay, that just makes sense to me. If you're going to buy their light kit, then it's going to have everything you need. And this has everything you need. And last but not least, we have the display-based electronics. So you got, I mean, you got your switches, you got everything is pre-wired. Oh my God, it's just, I mean, you get what you pay for on this. So I don't know what don't know when I'll ever get to this, but these are my personal light kits. Oh, and this goes with the drop-in. Bear with me. This is the cargo shuttle bay light unit. I forgot about that. As a matter of fact, I haven't even looked at this. Look at that. You see how that is, I mean, that is built to spec to go right on top of that ceiling for the shuttle bay. It's ridiculous. I'm going to be taking some notes on this. So there you have it. This is Truck Modeler. This is their... Now, granted, these kits are probably second generation. Now, I think he's up to fourth generation now. I don't know what differences there are. But this is... I mean, if this is second gen, this might be third gen. I mean, he's up to fourth generation. This is just amazing stuff right here. So, and it's all mine. So, yep, if I ever get to build a refit of my own, that stuff will be going in mine. So, Truck Modeler. Pretty impressed with it. But, alright, so I will get back to work here. Keep going on some stuff. Hopefully I get my supplies from the big brown truck today. And get Wes's TOS completely done. I ran out of pastel chalk, believe it or not. The colors that I need. So I'm waiting on the big brown truck. And I'm waiting on the base for another TOS, which has got some complicated wiring. We've got a pretty good... like the one you saw the other day with Tenna Controls, the soundboard and weapons board, and we got a complex install for a base on that one, so looking forward to getting that one and getting it all finished up. As you can see, I've got refits in various stages. I go ahead and make stuff like this in advance, so I probably got 3 or 4 of these already made up. The deflector housing. So it just saves me some time. And I got this one setting out because I made them all the same color. I used HDMA decals, and one guy wants one a little bit different, so I'm going to try and redo this one. So that's where we're at. Alright guys, so I get some Aztecing done on that upper and lower saucer. I might try to do some video of that, and then you can see for yourself why you don't ever want to do that. So, alright, that's it. Take care.